Okay, so let's talk about the TTYD remake being 30 frames per second. Many people everywhere, YouTube, Twitter, basically in a lot of places, people have been asking me specifically. They're like, "Hey man, what's your opinion on TTYD remake being 30 FPS? Like, how do you feel about Superguard timings being changed?" And I was actually editing my gameplay review video that's coming up this week, along with the trailer one, and I really briefly touched on it, and my opinion was only about me. I was talking about how I'm fine with 30 FPS. I don't think it's going to affect me. I didn't really talk about it in a more broad sense. So I'm going to do that right now. We're gonna just have a little chat about 30 FPS for the TTYD remake and how I feel about it. I think people are okay being upset about it being 30 FPS. You know, I think that's valid. People are allowed to be upset about a frame rate change, especially because the Switch should definitely be able to handle something the GameCube was able to handle years ago. That's fine with me. And at the same time, I think it's fine if people don't care about the frame rate. My opinion in a broad sense in that is that, like, as far as the game looks, it looks fine. I think it looks great. I don't think I really miss the smoothness, and this is coming from somebody who plays, like, I have a monitor on my computer specifically for PC gaming to go up to like 200 plus frames per second. Like, when I play on my PC, I bump up the frames because I have a really nice computer now, and I used to not be able to do that, and it's great. It looks really nice, and I like the smoothness. But to say that I couldn't play on the Switch or like play at lower frame rate, I think is really wild, and I think it's weird that people can't like readjust. Personally, this is just how I feel. Again, you can be upset about it though. I think what people are really looking for me to talk about though is super guards, because like, you know, I have my whole series on super guarding. I do a lot of challenges involving super guarding. You know, I'm literally one of the best super guarders. So people want to know how I feel about it. Let me tell you what we know as the challenge run community, because I'm going to come at this from a challenge running perspective, because that's how I enjoy Paper Mario, and it's how I interact with Paper Mario the most. I do not come at it purely casually anymore. I can't. I've spent almost a decade of my life playing this game with restrictions and doing things involving challenges. So that's just how I think about the game. First off, we have seen footage. Let me show you really quick. You can see right here that they miss a guard, right? But you can see the guard. You can see, actually, because of this, we know how long a guard takes. 1, 2, 4, 6. All right, 8 frames. Now, I actually pressed the frame advance 16 times. It's every frame lasts two advances, right? What I want to point out is that this does not last as long as I think people think it's going to last. Now, don't get me wrong, it does last like a while, but when you look at it, when I'm watching the guard, that doesn't. I understand that it actually lasts like double the time, like double the frames, but it doesn't look. It doesn't look like it lasts a long time to me. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can't tell you how it feels because don't have the controller in my hand, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like to me, I'm feeling like 16 frames, you press the A button and it's like the whole damn attack. I mean, I know that's probably like not correct, but it just doesn't seem that crazy. It feels like normal. Now, this is only guards. We don't actually know super guards. Actually, I think JDacer just found something. I was like just scrolling through the Blitz Pit. I actually have a video of the super guards. When you hit the guard, the person who doesn't get hit goes through the normal guard timing, and the person who stays here, they go through a little hit lag thing. This to me seems like visual fluff. So it looks like this is just a little bit of visual fluff. He hit the guard correctly. So it does a little visual fluff here to say, oh yeah, you hit the guard. It does a little shake. But Mario goes through the normal, like, I'm not going to count again. You can do that on your own. But it looks like Mario does the normal timing. Did you really? Wait, did you really, Ferb? Hold on, I might have to check that out. Yeah, he definitely is spamming it. Like, he misses it completely. Wait, he... Okay, he's not guarding. Yeah, he's not guarding when... It's clear that he's not guarding when Goombella gets hit, but he does guard, like, right after Goombella gets hit with Mario. And that lasts a normal amount of time. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for posting that, Ferb. Count the frames? I guess we could count the frames, sure. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. I don't know if 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. Wow. Okay, I think I may have miscounted. Yeah, 16. That is really long, actually. Wait, that's pretty punishing, actually, then. If you miss a guard, like, does that mean that the person who missed this guard, the person who missed this guard couldn't have hit it again, right? Like, he missed the guard and that was it. He basically was getting hit. Okay, so hitting early is really bad, then. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, like, cooldown, then. So you can't just mash. That's cool. I like it. Let's move on to super guards, though. Knowing that when you hit the button, one character goes through the whole animation, you can kind of see here, right? How quick... Look how quick that felt, though. Let's just kind of go through real quick. One, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. That feels a little weird, but it's like I have to press it 3 times to advance on this particular frame, but that just might be a video thing. So if this was actually 2, I mean, so what? That translates to 460 FPS. I feel like we're kind of going everywhere at once. Let me try to gather my thoughts for a second. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that, like, if you watch this super guard happen, like, that's quick. It looks quick. It looks to me, as someone who super guards all the time and, like, watches super guarding and, like, does all this, it doesn't feel like you're pressing B super early to hit a super guard. He's hitting it quick before he gets hit. Now, what I really want to talk about is there is this crazy dissonance with super guarding and difficulty in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, and I just don't understand where it's coming from. Especially the challenge run community, where we have pushed super guarding to the side so much that it just usually doesn't matter unless you're doing, like, really restrictive stuff. Like, if you're allowed to use Mega Rush, if you're allowed to use the rushes in any capacity, super guarding is basically obsolete. Yo, what is up, everybody? Editing, Kappy here. Just wanted to say that I kind of glossed over pit exclusive runners. So people who really just run the pit or run really ultra hard challenges like impossible mode, I can understand that they'd be upset that super guarding might be easier, because part of the fun of those challenges is pushing yourself to be better at super guarding. So I just want to say that I do understand if pit runners are upset about potential changes because of the 30 FPS. Oh, failed? Yo, let's check it. 1, 2, 3. I don't know why it didn't happen, I'm not gonna lie. And then he gets hit. He pressed it. Wait, that's nutty, actually. Okay, I mean, he is pressing it way too early. Like, this is way too early to press the Superguard, but, like, he should be pressing it right here. That doesn't look too bad. A missed Superguard does not look bad. Let's just watch it in full speed again. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty tight still, to me. See, and this is my issue. This is part of the issue I'm having with, like, all of this. Is that people are saying that it's gonna make the game too easy, but, bro, if the game were too easy, you should be hitting, this Superguard should be a hit, in my opinion. As someone who is very proficient at Superguarding, I would expect this to be your Superguard window. Right? This should be where you hit it to get a Superguard, if it's too easy. I just think it's crazy that people are getting this worked up about Superguarding in the game when, like, and here's the thing. People have been asking me, like, do I think that Superguarding will be too easy even if it were 3 frames? And my answer is no, because a normal Paper Mario 64 guard is okay, 3 frames, thank you. So if Superguarding were a normal PM64 guard, I have to be honest with you, I still think that's pretty tight. And here's why. I still make tricky guards, right, for Paper Mario 64. They're tricky guards for a reason, because you can't just press the A button whenever you want and get a guard. And here's the thing. You know what does make PM64 guarding really easy? Dodge Master. Dodge Master adds frames, and you can press A. It feels like you can press it ludicrously early. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like a lot of people put on Dodge Master. Like, if you watch casual players, you probably see a lot of them put on Dodge Master because it helps with offensive and defensive action commands. And, like, if people need to put on Dodge Master to make sure that they can hit guards, why would it be any different that people suddenly would be nailing super guards in TTYD, where a lot of attacks are way trickier? I think that, to me, is what's really, like, what I'm not understanding. It would be easier, sure, don't get me wrong, but is it really that much easier when people need to equip Dodge Master in Paper Mario 64 to land guards? Like, if you're missing Bowser Flame Breath in Paper Mario 64 and you need Dodge Master, you're probably not hitting the Super Guard either, bro. Now, I think we've basically confirmed at this point it might be 2, and it probably is 2, but, like, even if it were 3, I think the issue that people were, like, worrying about is not that big of an impact. I think that's, like, the biggest thing. Yeah, see, I think what JD Acer is saying is actually true. Like, the star power regen will be way more impactful. And people are saying that 4 frame super guards too might be, like, too easy. I completely disagree with that. Because again, people are missing PM64 guards. If you're missing PM64 guards, you're missing TTYD Remake super guards, essentially. Yeah, see, now guarding is a different story. The guards are pretty long in comparison. That's huge. Like, guards being 4 times, like, that's crazy. I actually don't think that's a big deal, though, because again, people are, dude, we literally just watched somebody miss a Goomba guard. Like, it's just like, people still gonna miss that shit. So basically, let me sum up my thoughts. 1, I think the game looks great. If we're watching this looks great. Look how good this looks. It looks fine to me. However, to say that people who are upset that it's a downgrade from 60 to 30, to be upset at those people is wrong. It's fine. I think it's okay to be upset that it's a downgrade. I think it's okay to be, irritated about that. And also, I think if you don't care, that's also valid. But you guys, no one should be attacking each other for their opinions on 30 FPS. It's silly. Am I really upset about it being 30 FPS? No. And 2, super guarding and guarding. they have the same timing window as Super Blocks and Bug Fables. Well, then that Super Blocks or does Bug Fables run at 60 FPS? If that's the case, then yeah, there's no way people are gonna be nailing Superguards. Like, it just can't. I don't understand why Superguarding being a little easier is a big deal in the first place, because casual players are still missing PM64 guards and need Dodge Master to hit them. Is it a little easier? Sure. But if you're Superguarding a bunch, you're probably not even doing anything that's like strategically useful, so your fights are dragging on, giving you more time to lose than if you were to like formulate a strategy and destroy them. People have been asking me so much about how I feel about the Superguards. Well, there's your answer. I don't think the Superguarding is a big deal. The best part about the 1,000-Year Door for me is that difficulty is what you make of it in this game. Like, if you want the game to be challenging, don't equip some badges and stuff. Don't equip attack effects, the new attack effects G against Hooktail. Don't do it. Fight Hooktail at full strength. And you know what? It's okay to be excited and upset about 30 FPS at the same time. Like, all of that is true. Like, people are allowed to feel feelings. It's a stupid thing to say, but it's like, I feel like a lot of people forget that that's like a thing. Like, people are allowed to feel the way they feel. The issue is when you start pushing all of your feelings onto everybody else as like when you try to overwhelm somebody with it. That's the issue. So anyway, I guess that's kind of my whole spiel. As far as like the whole 30 FPS thing stands, I think it looks good, and just based on what we've seen in the videos that I've shown, it looks fine. Like, even the guard window being crazy long looks fine to me. I don't know, it looks fine. I'm still gonna be making tricky super guards for this, like, no matter what, and hopefully that's gonna help people get better, because like, I want people to be better, even if the windows are a little easier. Like, I'm so insanely excited for this game. So that's where we're at. Now the question is, do I keep the "you're bad if you rely on Superguarding" call out in the video or not? Do I do that, chat? Well, I'm just gonna say it. If you think Superguarding being easier is gonna ruin the challenge, then I don't think you're very good at Paper Mario in the first place.